that's occurred over the past several months has been a chance to refine business ideas, a big focus on values, on character, on defining what you want your business to stand for, what you want it to do, and how that is integrated into developing a business plan.
You know, there were people that were further along than me, certainly, like ongoing businesses, but at the same time there were people that were still thinking their concept out, and I was kind of in between, so I didn't expect to appreciate the community aspect as much as I do, and that truly is probably the most precious thing that I gained from this.
You know, it was a faith-based accelerator, but I didn't really know how exactly they were going to tie that into the program, and I think that was like one of the most meaningful parts of the program, you know, being able to share in faith with fellow people, fellow entrepreneurs.
I've never seen just God shower blessings on a business. I've seen grace come to businesses, but when there's something that's going forward and hitting new numbers, hitting new metrics, starting new things, there's an organization, there's a person, there's a leader that's gone through the break, they've endured through the blues, and they're getting to a place where there is the blessings.
Either I can be a healthy me or an unhealthy me, but me is all I got. That is my one ace in the pocket that nobody else got.
Passion means to suffer. So the more passion that you carry is informed by the things that break your heart. And God, when He breathes on those things, He propels them. See, the call of God is never possible without the move of God.
If I follow Christ, the way of Christ is not one of amassing power, it's one of giving away power.
He wants all of your untapped passion. He wants all of your untapped dreams, all of those things that keep you up at night, the thing you keep journaling about. He wants you to exploit. what's been untapped.
The most courageous and innovative and creative leaders, they don't just celebrate when they reach mastery or expertise. They actually celebrate when they find themselves back in the land of conscious incompetence.
And that was a really surprise as an entrepreneur, that it isn't just about the price that you pay, but it's really the price that others pay around you.
The point where you're actually holding some success is a very important point in you ultimately being able to carry the glory that you're destined for.
No one listening right now has a mandate to change the world. None of you do. I'm sorry. None of you have a mandate to change the world. Every single one of you has a mandate to change the world around you.
Hello, and welcome to Demo Day 2020. Hey, my name is Luke Dooley. I'm the president of Ocean Programs, and I'm thrilled that you have carved out a portion of your day to hang out with us today on your screen or on your couch or in your office or your living room or wherever you might be. These are extraordinary times. And for reasons that are obvious and clear to all of us, we are unable to be gathered together in a physical space today. We've been looking forward to this for a long time. This is our 6th annual Ocean Demo Day. And typically, every spring, we bring a whole bunch of people to Cincinnati for this experience. And we still have been streaming it online every year for years. But we also have this unique live element. And it's a lot of fun, and there's a lot of energy in the room. And that part is not happening today. But what is happening is still amazing. And it's really special. And the reality is, just the right people are here today because you're here. And there are thousands gathered on their screens all over the place watching this broadcast all over the world. And we're thrilled about that. I'm glad technology has enabled us to get together today. We're gonna have a fun day. We have all sorts of fun stuff planned. I'm gonna tell you all about it. But first, I just wanna pause and I wanna say a quick prayer for us. Hey God, thanks for this day. Thanks for this opportunity. Thanks for the ability to gather. Thank you that even in the midst of chaos and uncertainty, God, that you made a way. And I'm glad that every single person is here today. I'm thankful for these founders that are part of Ocean Class 6. Thankful for the mentors and the subject matter experts and every single person who poured into them. And I'm grateful for those that are here today to support and to celebrate and to champion these good ideas, these big ideas, God, that you have introduced into the hearts and the minds of some amazing leaders. We thank you for that, God. In your name we pray, amen. Hey, as I mentioned, you're gonna hear from 5 really special companies today. These guys are exactly what we talk about at Ocean. At Ocean, we say that we're looking for people who want to bravely step out. And that's exactly what the founders and the co-founders of these 5 companies did when they joined Ocean Accelerator and they came to Cincinnati in early January. I'll tell you what, anyone who comes to Cincinnati in January is brave. You know that right off the bat. But these guys have endured and they have stuck to this through all sorts of crazy circumstances. We haven't been able to meet together in person since March, but they forged ahead. They have persevered. They've built disruptive businesses, and they have begun to create a culture that is refined by these difficult circumstances. And they have begun to build a culture that is redemptive in its very nature. What do we mean by that? We use this word redemption a lot and redemptive culture a lot around Ocean. I just want to unpack a little bit of that and tell you a little bit of the story of Ocean and kind of why we exist. See, Ocean started almost 7 years ago as a dream within the hearts of several entrepreneurs in this community in Cincinnati. And they just believed in this idea that the power of community and that purpose-filled training content could be transformative to the entrepreneurial journey and ultimately to the outcomes of that journey. See, it is deeply rooted in Ocean. It is a deeply held belief that creative acts of entrepreneurship have the capacity to transform the world. We believe the roots of creativity and entrepreneurship are found in the Creator. We believe that the God who made us all, that the God who made all things, is even now going about the redemptive work of repairing a broken world by making all things new. See, that's what redemption's all about. It's finding something that's broken and it's redeeming it. It's making it whole. It's making it better. See, we believe that this God, he invites us to partner with him, to co-create and to leave the world better than we found it. At Ocean, we look for ideas and we look for founders who desire to do just that, who desire to leave the world better than they found it. Ocean alumni and founders have big ideas. They are bold, disruptive ideas. They have businesses that are desired by the market, and they are inherently redemptive in their nature. See, we believe that when healthy founders launch healthy businesses, that they have the capacity to transform culture simply by introducing new, dynamic, good, positive culture. And it transforms the lives of the communities and the people and the individuals that interact with these businesses. That's why we do what we do at Ocean. And our thesis behind this, our investment thesis, if you will, we want to invest our time, our energy, and our capital into founders who are committed to exploring a better way to do business, a better way to launch and to lead and to grow a business. They believe that this better way will ultimately lead to a flourishing life for themselves as a founder and for everyone who comes in contact with their business. And that all sounds great, right? But what does it mean without the results? Well, I think the results speak for themselves. The reality is we are still here 6 years later. This is our 6th class of Ocean Accelerator, and we're doing more than ever before to support entrepreneurs. All that means nothing if we don't actually have positive results to show, right? Positive outcomes. I want to talk a little bit about some of those. We have directly launched over 200 companies in the lifetime of Ocean. 44 of those companies have come through the high-tech accelerator. We have diverse alumni at Ocean from over 15 different countries. And I'm really proud of the fact that over 60% of the businesses who have gone through Ocean Accelerator are still active and leading their business today. We're proud of what's happened at Ocean over the years. We understand that this is a broad community who makes this effort possible. We have an amazing team. And beyond that team, we are supported by an amazing group of volunteers and mentors and leaders and speakers and pastors and chaplains and people who have poured countless hours of energy and effort. We're also supported by some amazing organizations, some amazing institutions of the entrepreneurial ecosystem around Greater Cincinnati and around Ohio. One of those organizations is our 2020 innovation sponsor for the Ocean Accelerator program. In fact, they've been that innovation sponsor for the last few years. We are so proud to partner once again this year with Miami University. If you don't know, Miami University is a top 5 entrepreneur program in America. They've been in the top 10 for 12 years in a row. This is an amazing program that has been built by our friend Tim Holcomb. Tim is the director of the Altman Institute for Entrepreneurship at Miami University. And Tim and his team have created this incredible program, this incredible ecosystem that supports the broader entrepreneurial ecosystem around Cincinnati, around Ohio. And they are leading and training up some amazing young founders who are going out and changing the world with the businesses that they launch. And man, we are so glad that they chose to come alongside Ocean once again for another year in this amazing way as our 2020 innovation sponsor. So I just want to say thank you to Miami University, to Tim Holcomb, to the staff, the faculty, and everyone who made this possible. You guys really are a big reason why we are able to be here today. Thanks for all you do for Ocean and the community. Hey, I want to transition now to make sure that you have a really great experience over the next 90 minutes or so. It's going to be a pretty cool program. Obviously, you're going to hear some pitches from the founders, and you're going to enjoy that. They're going to be rapid fire, back to back to back to back, and you're really going to just kind of be able to listen and enjoy what these founders have to say and what they've built. Each pitch is going to be about 7 minutes long. After that, we've designed something pretty cool. Obviously, we're not here in person. If we were, normally we would leave, we'd go out to this big outdoor courtyard, maybe grab a beverage and be able to spend some time together. We wanted to recreate a little bit of that space, a little bit of that networking, a little bit of that opportunity to connect really with these founders and get to know more of their hearts, get to know more of their stories and what they're all about as leaders in the marketplace and why they want to bring these things into the world, these ideas and these businesses into the world. So we've created this virtual after party, if you will. It's really a kind of a live Q&A after hour experience that we're going to be doing right at the end of this broadcast. So it's actually a different program than this one, and I want to make sure that you get to enjoy it. We're going to be joined on there by all the founders that you're about to hear from. We're also going to be joined on there by a panel of experts from around the world who are watching these pitches with you, and they're going to be tuning in with us to have this in-depth conversation with each of these founders to dig a little deeper on the businesses and the ideas we're about to hear about. So it's going to be a really fun thing, and I don't want you to miss out. So here's the deal. Only people who are registered attendees of Demo Day are going to get the link to this after program. If you somehow found this and you're not registered, I want you to register for a few reasons. One, man, we just want to know who's with us, how many folks, and where everybody's tuning in from. We think that's really fun information to know. Two, we're going to do some giveaways. Frankly, we're going to give away some prize packs to people who are registered for Demo Day. So if you're not here, you can't win a door prize. And lastly, we want you to get that link. We want you to be able to join the after experience. So just go to oceandemoday.com and register. It's really simple. We've made the form as quick and simple as possible. Basic information, oceandemoday.com, and you'll have all you need there. Hey, I don't know where you're watching from, but man, if you're at home, I might get your smart TV turned on, pull up YouTube. If you're not aware, this event is streaming right now on YouTube Live and on Facebook Live. So man, if you weren't aware, I would pull up YouTube on your smart TV, kind of dial in and enjoy what you're about to experience. And then maybe pop open your laptop or grab your smartphone and share the event on Facebook. You can host a watch party there. The idea here is the more people watching this, the better. We're thrilled you're here, and we're grateful you're supporting these founders. One of the best things you can do right now to support and celebrate entrepreneurship and what these guys are up to in the world is by sharing what is going on today and just making sure your network knows about it as well, so as many eyeballs as possible are on it. So go to oceandemoday.com and register. Go to Facebook and share it on your social media, watch it wherever you're most comfortable, and mostly just settle in. Enjoy what you're about to watch. And I'm so pumped for you to meet the founders. You're going to hear about these big ideas, and you're going to hear about some disruptive things. But I want you to understand that this has been a journey. And there's been someone kind of guiding this journey for us at Ocean. And I'm excited now to kind of hand the baton off and introduce my friend. His name's Randy Wilhelm. He's the managing director of Ocean Class 2020. He is the executive in residence of Ocean Accelerator. He himself is a high-tech founder. He was a CEO for 22 years. And I'm pumped that he's part of our team and that you're going to get to meet him and hear from him for just a couple of minutes before we get to our founders. Randy, will you join us? Thanks, bud.
Thanks, Luke. Hi, everybody. I am so glad that you're here for our demo day. We've been preparing for this for some time, and it's great that it's finally here. My name's Randy Wilhelm. I am the managing director for this cohort of the Ocean Accelerator, and we're super excited that you're here. You know, almost a year ago when we started the process of preparing for the founders to come and be with us starting this last January, Scott Weiss, Luke, and I got together and said, how might we embrace the past but honor the future? You know, after 5 years of really excellent programs through our accelerator, how might we make this 6th year a little different? So we made some changes. We rebuilt the program from the bottom up. Some of the changes we made were we added a lot more curriculum to the program. We sequenced it differently and just added more rigor and relevance to it. We also made some changes to how we wanted the teaching to be delivered, whether it was the cadence of that delivery, but also the process for how it's delivered. And we asked our speakers to deliver workshops rather than lectures. And that allowed our founders to really dig in deeply and see how they can interact with the speakers who are visiting with us. And the fourth thing that we changed or added to and made more relevant than even has been in the past is what we call the K factor, or the kingdom factor, which is the string that flows through all that we teach that helps our founders with work and faith and work and leadership and faith. And so that was a really important piece for us. And when all that was built and all that was ready to go, we just needed the founders to show up. So we opened up our application pool, and boy, do we get the applications. They came flooding in. They came from over 14 countries, just about every state. And we had the tough task of sorting through all those excellent submissions to come up with about 30 that we wanted to have detailed conversations with. We did that process and ended up picking 5. I cannot be more proud of the 5 groups that have been with us since January. They have walked through fire together. They've been forged through that fire. And they're ready to talk to you today about their businesses and move those forward for the betterment of everybody. Before we bring them out, because they're the star of this show, I want to go through a couple people that I want to thank for making this all possible. We couldn't have done this without the Ocean staff. They just gave everything and gave up everything else to make the experience for our founders undeniably positive. For that, I'm really grateful. We had mentors that volunteered their times. These are other executives who stood in the gap for our founders to walk alongside them, to maybe shine light on a fork in a road, maybe to help give them insight or just encouragement. For them, we're exceedingly grateful. We also had a long list of subject matter experts, and these experts would lend their ideas and their expertise when we needed it, whether it was one of the mentors asking for help or one of the founders. So it really worked well, and we're grateful that they were part of our program. This year, for the first time ever, we instituted an Ocean Chaplain Corps. And what that meant is we brought in pastors from our community so that just about every day on campus, we had a pastor present to help with spiritual guidance and leadership, maybe to pray for one of our founders when they're in a point of struggle, or just to simply help out. But I cannot thank them enough for giving of their time, energy, and their experiences to come and help us in that way. And then we had our speakers. We nearly doubled our speaker group from past years. And we asked them, as I said, to have a workshop, kind of an attitude as they came in, and help us deliver the message in that kind of a gritty dive down and really get marinated in the content kind of an approach. And that worked so well. We're so grateful for the diversity of people that we were able to bring in to help with our speaking. Now, as you know, none of this happens automatically. So the relationship that we built with Miami University's Altman Institute for Entrepreneurship, and also Miami University's Red Hawk Venture Fund, they work together to really provide insight and valuable additional assets for our founders as they were finding their way to the venture community and also getting ready for their demos and their pitches. Thanks for that. And as you know, you can't have a business without legal services. So for years, we've had a relationship with the legal firm of Frost Brown Todd. And again, they stood up this year for us and brought out lawyers to help our teams grow and perfect what they have in their data rooms. And they managed the folks that came from the University of Cincinnati College of Law. Together, they worked to support our founders in ways that are immeasurable and most appreciated. Lastly, you couldn't do this without just having a history of where we've been. So thank you, Scott Weiss, for pouring into me as the managing director, but also pouring into all of the founders to be the best they can be. And then to David Scott, who volunteered his time to be my right-hand person through this program. He was there often and provided great value to us. But I want you to hear from the founders. So I'm gonna get off the stage so they can get on here. They're the star of the show. And I'm looking so forward for you to enjoying them as much as we have over the last 4 months. So without ado, here you go.
We are Trace, and we make technology to starve landfills. My name is Matt, and I'm the co-founder and CEO of Trace. Why do landfills need to be starved? Well, that's because on average, the American household puts in their kitchen trash can and sends to a landfill almost 1,000 pounds of food waste every year. Why is this a problem? Well, it's because food waste is killing the planet. Recent studies have shown us that the #1 individual solution for stopping climate change is actually reducing consumer food waste. If food waste were a country, it would be the #3 global greenhouse emitter. And these statements might be shocking to you a little bit because most of us aren't aware of the problem. We don't realize that currently 24% of our household garbage is actually food waste. And we certainly don't realize that when we send that food waste to a landfill, it's creating an environmental disaster. Because in a landfill, food waste breaks down slowly, releasing the greenhouse gas methane, which is 28 times more powerful than carbon dioxide. And the resolution of this is actually pretty simple because we as consumers just need to start separating our food waste out from our landfill trash and then diverting it to be recycled and composted. However, one of the challenges is that until now, consumers have not had a convenient way to separate out 100% of their food waste in their homes. At Trace, we make food waste separation easy through convenience and connectivity. The Trace Smart Can allows you to separate your food waste out in a clean and hassle-free place in the same way you're already managing the rest of your household garbage. The 4-gallon bin on the right keeps that food waste frozen so that it never smells, gets messy, or attracts flies. In addition to that, the Trace Smart Can is connected and uses household data to empower and features to enable the user to reach their sustainability goals by slowly improving their behaviors. But why now do American consumers want to change their behaviors around how they deal with household garbage? It's because they're going to have to. Over the next 10 years, we're going to see an unprecedented growth in the number of households separating food waste out from landfill trash. This is because of pending governmental regulation. Currently, in California, Vermont, Massachusetts, Connecticut, and hundreds of other small cities, due to laws that are already on the books, this number is going to skyrocket over the next 24 months. By 2022, there will be 30 million households participating in curbside food waste pickup, and many of them will not legally be allowed to throw that food waste in landfill trash. And this is how we're approaching our market. These 30 million households, that's our SAM. And based off of our surveys and our research in the industry, we believe that our serviceable, obtainable market will be about 1.5 million households in 2022 alone. That's just under $1 billion market for Trace, continuing to grow year after year. And that market is made up of two very distinct personas. The have-tos, those under organic waste bans, San Francisco, Portland, Seattle, soon to be hundreds of other cities and even states. And then the want-tos, those green consumers whose eco-minded values make them want to spend money and spend time on things that they know will help them reduce their environmental impact. One of the challenges is right now they don't have a great solution because the traditional indoor waste containers and even the newer innovations in indoor food waste appliances still don't solve for the main consumer pain point. They miss the job to be done altogether because they leave the consumer with a smelly, inconvenient mess to deal with. Trace is the only indoor food waste solution that uses refrigeration to solve for the convenience and the odor issue. Additionally, Trace is the only solution that uses household data to create awareness and information around current waste behaviors and then provides guidance and encouragement to allow the household to start to improve those behaviors. How does Trace do this? Well, the Trace Smart Can is connected and takes convenience to the next level. In addition to keeping the food waste frozen so that it never smells, the trace can also has a host of sensors to alert the user to important information, like when it's trash day and it's time to take out the trash, or when you're running low on liners and need to reorder, or very importantly for some of you, to alert you or the person you designate when one of the bins is full and needs to be emptied. And from there, your household can participate in either curbside food waste pickup or backyard composting like my family. But just solving for the convenience challenge isn't enough to create lasting behavior change. Because after all, what gets measured gets managed. The most important thing Trace measures is the weight of the 3 bins so that we know the real-time household's waste footprint. And from there, we can help them reach their sustainability goals through our sequenced recommendation engine. And because we can help consumers reach their goals, they're going to become our customers. We're currently A/B testing 2 direct-to-consumer models. On one hand, a $550 upfront cost with a $7 a month subscription fee for custom liners. And then on the other hand, a hardware-as-a-service model with an $89 setup fee and a $25 a month subscription for 2 years. Now, one of the unique things we can do is how we go to market with our channel partners. Currently, there's about 550 curbside haulers of food waste in the United States, about half private and about half public, and they're growing dramatically as we speak. Trace is the only solution that allows us to develop a symbiotic relationship with these haulers because they're incentivized to push the Trace Smart Can to their users because we increase participation, reduce churn, and give them real-time data on waste behaviors. It's similar to a trade marketing approach in that it should help us drive demand and reduce our CAC. Our revenue projections are based off of 2 factors. One, very similar hardware startups that we've interviewed and that we've researched, and their year-over-year growth. And on the other hand, current yearly sales of our closest competitors in the indoor food waste appliance space. We've completed pilots with rough prototypes to validate our concept. We've completed over 1,000 surveys to confirm our assumptions, and we are currently running a pre-sale pilot to further confirm those assumptions and to gain early customers for beta testing. From here, we'll complete the Ocean Accelerator. From there, we'll go into finalizing design and filing our full patent, and then begin prototyping to build out our beta testing with our early users. All this builds to a 2020 launch where we're going to do pre-orders. I've got 15 years of corporate innovation experience, so this is my 2nd hardware startup. My co-founder and sister-in-law, Mallory, this is our 2nd startup together. The last one, she grew from $250,000 in revenue to over $8 million. And Tim Brennan is our head of technology. I'll highlight one of our advisors, Bob Geddert, whose lifetime of experience in setting up recycling and curbside composting for cities is allowing him to help us think through how best to add value to our channel partners. We're currently raising $175,000, 80% of which will go to design and prototyping, and 20% will go to pilots and beta testing with our early customers. We know customer demand is going to increase because the way Americans deal with household garbage has to change. If you want to be an early adopter and a part of this change, please visit us at trace.tech right now and pre-order your Trace Smart Can. And if you're an investor who wants to help be a part of making a change that'll help the world be a better place and get in on a $1 billion blue ocean market, please contact us directly. We plan on being first in solving a huge problem for a rapidly growing market. We are Trace, and we make technology to starve landfills. Thanks.
So I want everyone to just take a moment and channel the emotion of how you feel when you get a haircut or a hair service. You feel good, right? I mean, I know I do. Now think about someone living with a disability, the challenge they may go through in order to feel that same way. Finding a salon pro trained specifically to cater to their needs. Now that's the challenge. Hello, my name is Marvin Green, and I am the founder of CareCuts. Well, what is CareCuts? We are a matchmaking platform that creates education for salon pros to become better equipped while providing hair services to individuals with disabilities. We focus on 3 important outcomes. 1, we provide peace of mind for both our salon pros and our clients. Second, we provide a platform for our salon pros to make money, making a difference. And third, we create inclusion that's involving of everyone. So this is Kerry. I've actually worked with Kerry for many years and really got a chance to watch him grow and evolve and just gain confidence as a result of being comfortable with someone such as myself that was trained to handle him as far as hair services. And I really realized that it came down to providing a service that gave him dignity and respect and also independence for him to become a more productive citizen and community. So disability covers 13 different categories, but we're starting out with the first core developmental disabilities: autism, deafness, blindness, and intellectual disabilities. So let's take a look at how big this market actually is. There are 1 in 5 individuals currently living in the US with a disability and getting hair services somewhere, 20 million of which are living with a developmental disability but have partial or assistant self-sufficiency. But we're really focused on the 8 million individuals who are currently living with direct support professionals or parents, or who are more focused on and dependent on applications when it comes to assistance with services. And they're spending $2.5 billion on hair services today. So this is a really big market in which I'm excited to tap into. On the other side, this is why salon pros are interested. There are 800,000 salon pros in the hair industry in the US that are providing services, 200,000 of which are new and are hungry to establish their clientele. But we're going to start out with just 5% of these salon pros, providing them with training that allows them to handle up to 40 clients at a time. And when clients are matched with these salon pros, they're less likely to leave and more likely to become that loyal lifetime client. So this is also the exciting part, is how we bring both sides together. First, walking it through with you, a salon pro signs up, a client signs up, they're both matched. But before that client arrives, the salon pro will get a video relevant to what that client has been diagnosed with to familiarize on how to best provide services. Similarly, the client will get a step-by-step video that is meant to lower anxiety and also making for a more positive experience. Then appointments are booked and accepted, and clients are receiving continuous hair services with chances to earn rewards and discounts throughout our platform. The whole point of this, though, is that salon pros have a chance to earn disability-specific certifications that will allow them to be boosted on our platform and visible to our clients, and also a chance for them to become more visible as far as client reviews, and also allow them to gain more clients. So how do we make money? We make money in 2 different ways. First, we make money with 20% commission split through every transaction throughout the app, and then a 5% service cost for clients receiving services through the app. And then that results in us making $10 per service. We'll also be contributing to our disability partners, Goodwill, DS Connects, Ocali, just to name a few. But what's also cool is that we've been doing this for 10 years already. That's how the idea came about. We've done it for 10 years. And we validated the problem, and while operating, we've connected people to over 16,000 services manually that brought in a revenue of over $160,000. But we also realized 2 years ago that we needed to make this digital in order to scale. So that's what leads us here today. We've completed our development of our MVP. We're signing up clients. We're signing up salon pros. But we need your help in order to seed the market through word of mouth. And once that's happened, we will continue to work out our beta testing, and then we will transition into scaling nationally. And we need the top 25 markets in order to make this a $100 million business. A $100 million business. So we will acquire the 20% of our client market share, utilizing our app at least 8 times throughout the year. And from $10 per service, we will bring in a projected revenue of $128 million. We've carved out a unique niche in a fast-growing population. Our value proposition is our specialized disability training, And with this, we will encourage our salon pros through this training that will encourage equal access and inclusion that will ultimately give our clients a sense of comfort and loyalty that will keep our clients around. And it starts with our team, making sure that we create this big impact. Starting with Guy. Guy has created dozens of applications over the last 15 years and had a successful exit in one of them. Myself, who has been a part of the hair and the health industry for over 10 years. And we have a great cast of advisors who are making sure we do this the right way and the most productive way. But we need your help. Again, we're proving that our product works digitally. So we need clients. We need salon pros in order to grow. And we also need $350,000 in seed funding in order to reach and connect to 240,000 services over the next 18 months that will project us at $2.2 million. So I'd love to hear your thoughts, hear what you think. If you're a client or an advocate to a client, or even a salon pro or an investor, reach out to me directly for additional information. Or if not, reach out to any of our social media platforms underneath our brand name CareCuts. But we'd love to hear from you, and we look forward to you helping us journey down this road to empowering others with style. Thank you.
Hi, my name's Jim Hewitt. I'm co-founder and CEO of Romina, and I love concerts. There's nothing like watching an epic performance from the front row. You're completely drawn into the music and get to see every detail. Every keystroke on the piano, every chord and strum on the guitar. It's an amazing experience. So I've been in the front row of the data industry for 20 years, and I've seen it all. I've seen the good, I've seen the bad, and I've seen the ugly. And unfortunately, the industry has come under a lot of fire and been tainted by those that would misuse and abuse consumer data. Now, what's more painful for me is that I see consumers missing out on an opportunity to own the value of their data. Now, why care? Well, the selling of consumer data is a $15 billion industry growing at 25% a year. Now, the use of our data for marketing for other purposes is $200 billion. That's almost $1,000 per consumer. But what if consumers, you and I, had the ability to own that value? What if we had the capabilities to access, manage, and deploy our data to businesses for gain? Would businesses be interested? Well, in the world of data, 54% of businesses say that data quality is their number one problem. Let me translate and explain that. What businesses are saying, over half of them are saying that the data that they rely on a daily basis is useless. Now, small and medium-sized businesses have a little bit of a different problem. They have virtually zero data capabilities. And if that's not enough to convince you that the industry is ready for a change and an alternative, the regulatory environment is changing, and it's changing to mandate consumer involvement. So, if businesses can get better results by offloading data management, compliance, and expertise, yes, we see a major shift, and I'm going to show you how we make it possible. Introducing Romina, an innovative data platform that brings businesses and consumers together. Romina is a cloud-based application that puts consumers behind the wheel. With the few clicks of the button, users can begin to access the value of their data safely and securely. Romina provides rich insights that save time and money. And for the first time, Romina gives individuals the ability to direct their data to businesses for monetary incentives. Now, imagine what this does for businesses. High-quality data directed to them by their customers. If you're a business, high-quality data coming to you from your customers. We make it possible, and we give businesses tools to respond smartly. Powerful AI and machine learning features that are easy to use and easy to configure. Now, we're going to take a look at a demo. Now, this demo is from the perspective of the consumer. And what you're about to see, you've never seen before. What we've done is we've created proprietary algorithms that measure a consumer's engagement with a brand. We do this across every category, and we measure it on a scale of 0 to 100. What you're seeing here is my data, or my wife's data, in her relationship with the retail segment. Let's move over to restaurants for a second. Starbucks at the top, but also Dewey's Pizza and Silver Spring House. Those are a couple local Cincinnati joints that we just love. Now let's drill into grocery for a second. No surprise, Kroger's at the top of the list. But also on our list of Costco, Fresh Thyme, Whole Foods, and others. So if you're one of these brands, let's say Kroger, for example, wouldn't you like to know that although the Hewitt household is 100% engaged, you're only getting 62% of our share of wallet? As a consumer, I'm willing to share that information in exchange for an incentive. See, this is what we mean, consumers driving their data for gain. And we make it possible in a way that's never happened before. Now, to get Romina out into the world, what we're doing is we're building channel partnerships with trusted organizations that have large membership bases. This will help us minimize customer acquisition costs and gain market share quickly. To drive adoption, the application will be free for users, and for businesses, they're going to get access and use of some of the richest data available. That's been consented, which means it's compliant and actionable. Businesses will pay for digital services that come with the platform. Now, digital is a space that's growing at 16% a year. By the year 2024, it will almost double. Romina will deliver better digital results for all size organizations, especially SMBs. This is an $18 billion opportunity for us. Now, we're just getting started. Year to date, we booked $20,000 of services revenue. We've got another $100,000 in the pipeline, and we're doing manually what we're automating onto the platform. We've interviewed hundreds of customers and dozens of businesses, and in the next 3 to 6 months, we'll be releasing the consumer side application and beginning POCs with businesses. Now, we have a winning team of domain experts with over 75 years experience. We've delivered data solutions to organizations that have generated hundreds of millions of dollars. This is what makes us different. It sets us apart. Why? Because we know what works. Not in theory, but we know what works in the real world. And we're doing what we've been doing for mega corporations for years, and we're flipping the model on the head to go help consumers. And then we're building this bridge, a bridge of unification that brings businesses and consumers together like it's never happened before. We're just a little bit of passion about our mission. We see a tremendous opportunity. Now, we put 40,000 in, we've raised another 130, and in the next year, we'll be doing a seed round. So if you're an early stage investor interested in getting a return in this vertical, please reach out to me. We'd love to start the dialogue. Now, let's summarize. Data is a valuable asset that is in high demand. Every consumer has it, and now with Romina, every consumer can use it. So if you're frustrated by others benefiting from your data, and you want to experience the power that comes with control, visit Romina.com, get signed up, and we'll get you on the list. If you're a business tired of paying for useless data and want a new approach that delivers superior results while respecting your customers, please reach out to us, drop us a note. We'd love to set up a meeting and have a conversation. One final thought for you. Every time in history when individuals have been empowered with a technology formerly reserved for businesses, the world has changed. This is that moment in history that changes everything. And we've got a front row seat for you. Please join us. Thank you very much.
Greetings. I'm Mike Sy. I've disrupted other industries in the past, which includes ebooks prelude to the Kindle and IP networks now called iTunes and Video on Demand. My patents, as well as technology, were sold to Paul Allen. After that, I started several companies in different sectors. For example, the first mobile safety network in the world that has saved many lives and sold last year, and a biowaste energy company that helps save the environment. This company has several plants in the United States and around the world. But there's another disruption, and I'm chomping at the bit to tell you. It's the first significant technological change in horse bits in 3,400 years. Why? Is it important? Currently, there's no scientific methods used in equine sports. Thus, trainers make decisions by gut feel. And as a result, racehorses' potential isn't actualized. Every athlete wants to win. Every competition horse wants to win. So how can you win with 3,400-year-old technology? Horse bits were invented 3.5 millennia ago and hasn't changed much besides shapes and materials in all that time. So let's see it in action. To use the smart bit, first insert the electronic module into the bit, then attach the bit into the bridle. Put the assembled bit into the horse's mouth. It's that easy to use. And the data received is a game changer. The data is sent through a Bluetooth 5 interface to Android and iOS devices and stored on a secure cloud. Users can access the data in real time or post time. We have successfully tested the device in over 60 horses a date, so let me introduce our first product. Introducing SW1 Pro. Our first product will be commercially ready this month, and our first batch has already sold out. Our device measures heart rate, SpO2 percentage, body temperature, respiration, as well as movement, and provides continuous monitoring in real time. SW2 Pro and SW3 Pro, etc., will follow with advanced features. There are 58 million horses in the world, 17 million of which are competition horses. We will initially target 1 million thoroughbred owners and 75 racetracks in the United States. The SW1 Pro will retail for $1,450. The horse racing industry will come back faster than other spectator sports since their primary revenue model is gaming and is positioned to race virtually. In fact, virtual racing was just announced by the Kentucky Derby just prior to this presentation. Our first sales projection is 2,500 units, and projected revenue is $3,625,000. We project total collective revenue to exceed $60 million in less than 4 years. But there's more. Biometric data will improve preventative care and lower insurance and vet costs, and potentially extend a horse's longevity. For the first time, professional trainers can scientifically improve training intensity and gain a competitive advantage with existing tact. ESB has 3 revenue streams: selling hardware, monthly subscriptions, and data licensing. ESB's most valuable asset is the historical database. It provides the tools to prevent injury. Equine scientists and veterinarians will be able to utilize the data to develop new nutritional programs and new training methods. Traction. These are some of the awards and recognition Equine SmartBit has received. For example, the Cutting Edge Award chose ESB as one of the 8 most innovative companies in the region. Equine SmartBit also holds a family of core patents, 5 patents for equine, 2 for human, and 1 issued. Awards, grants, and excitement all over the globe. Our co-founder and COO, Xiao Zhang, is the glue that holds everything together. Our chief veterinarian, Dr. Rodolfi, is a board member of multiple equine and equestrian associations and is esteemed all over the world. Jack Mills is our brilliant biomedical engineer. We also have a great team of advisors that are well known in the industry, from Jim Poole, the former Clydesdale trainer for Anheuser-Busch, to Dr. Keegan, professor of equine surgery at the University of Missouri. Steve Epner and Bill Masrat are also both successful entrepreneurs and businessmen. However, the most important advisor are the horses themselves using the device. For the first time in history, they talk to us and tell us how they feel, and that's exciting. So now let's hear from Mr. Ed.
Hi, my name is Ed. I wish I'd had the smart bit. It might have helped me win the race. If I'd had 7 additional indications of my wellness, as well as understanding how my running was going, I definitely would have beat the other guys. Get SmartBit.
And that's straight from the horse's mouth. Continuous health monitoring for the equine industry can be adapted to measure human health and contribute to human wellness and sports performance. Equine SmartBit is a winning bet. So if you are an investor and want to be part of making history, please contact me and let's disrupt the industry together. Thanks.
Hello, my name is Nathan with Rent, and I'm going to be speaking with you about the disconnected and inefficient rental market that is not working for anyone, at least as well as it could. You may ask, what's not working for the renter? Beyond this perception of being underrepresented and isolated, we are still paying with paper. Paper creates no data, and no data means that my single biggest monthly expense, and this is on average 30% of our income, does not build credit, does not create any value for the future. So when I go get a new lease, there's no way to differentiate myself as being a good renter. There's no way to plug into community. And even more important, when I get an auto loan insurance product or a financial service, I pay higher rates. 2 to 6% higher. And for the landlord, all those paper payments, it's compounded. Costly processing, and it delays cash flow 5 to 10 days. And remember, no tenant data. So as a landlord, I have no visibility into that prospective tenant's history. Were they virtuous in their behavior? Did they add value to the community? Did they pay on time? That leads directly to placing bad or caustic tenants and costs billions of dollars in potentially avoidable default, turnover, and eviction. Well, our platform Rent, we are the solution. One solution for both the tenant and the landlord problems. For the renter, online payments, payment history and data, and community. You build credit, you build profile, you get connected over time, and to encourage use, you actually get rewards, right? That's nice. We are the only technology that persists with the renter. And the gamification of profile and community creates an entirely new data set that we use for modeling. And for the landlord, online payments, tenant history, tenant data, and community analytics. The gamification the renter receives drives cash flow for the landlord, paying your rent online, paying your rent early, renewing your lease early, or even finding a replacement tenant. We're reducing eviction by 10 to 15%, and nationwide, that's an average cost of $3,500. And the community elements alongside this reward amenity improves retention and reduces vacancy time to drive your bottom line by 20 bips, and we have quite a market. In the US alone, this is a $650 billion opportunity. Our addressable market is the 50% of renters that live in 40 cities, but we're focused on Cincinnati and the surrounding region. This is our obtainable market and in close proximity, which is ideal for sales and marketing. Let me give you a peek into what our team has built. Really, really proud of their work. This is a first of its kind reward community for rent, gamifying this entire renter experience, letting you pay rent, build credit, and be rewarded for virtuous behavior. We're creating an entirely new data set about this renter consumer. And for the landlord, this online tool suite allows you to simply automate payments, validate and credential your tenants, and understand community health within your environment, and reinforce behavior. This dashboard gives you an example of tenant maintenance, tenant management, communication, and more. Now, our primary model is straightforward. And just like an employer would pay SAP to improve retention and improve efficiency, landlords pay us to do the exact same thing. But like all SaaS platforms, we create additional revenue opportunities as we scale. Renters will pay us a service fee, which is more than offset by the convenience that they're receiving, the connection, credit, and reward. But think of us, again, this is unique. Think of us as the next door bespoke for rent. We are the ultimate aggregator, the ultimate pipeline to this renter consumer, and so brands like insurance companies, financial services, mortgages, and more not only will market us because we're creating efficiency, they're gonna pay for the insights that we're creating. The data implications here are so significant. What we've seen SoftBank invest in, with massive investments into renter-specific technologies, hundreds of millions of dollars to companies like Lemonade Renters Insurance. That makes what we're doing with the renter and that data about the renter demographic even more valuable. That's why we're driving to market. We have completed the mobile website apps, validated the idea, validated the problem, we've ran a pilot, we've carried the majority of the lift ourselves. And thank you, Ocean, for coming alongside us. We've won venture conferences, participated in an Accelerator program, executed our IP strategy, and have pre-registrations. Far more than important than what we've done is where we're going, and that's go to market. We're launching our beta in Cincinnati in July, and then moving on. We're leveraging B2B sales and engaging channel partners to accelerate our growth. We won't need, this is what's really cool, guys. We are creating efficiency and connection in our obtainable market, which creates substantial revenue. And there's a lot to be said relating to data and density in our target market. So we're using our SOM to prove it all works, work out all the kinks, but we won't need much validation before moving onward because our tech is unlocking so much value for both our members and our partners. But before moving full national, we'll ensure everything works from scale, volume, reporting requirements, and processing-wise. Now, I've built a career connecting people, process, and partners. I'm an executor, builder, build sales teams, built sales organizations. I've surrounded myself with the same. Stacy, incredible operator, tactical executor, amazing designer, military leadership background. Jay is one of the highest capacity individuals I've ever met. Serial entrepreneur, marketing guru, and Marty has a history of experience with complex, scalable architecture and has had exits. We are builders, we're executors, so we've surrounded ourselves with growers, and these guys, not to boast, we have Seth and two Neils, and they've had their hands in growing very large organizations very, very quickly, and they have the relevant, salient knowledge in our subject matter to help us move. Renters are impacted more than any other demographic with the current environment, which simultaneously displaces the rental economy. We have the solution to a $1 billion problem that's affecting millions and millions of people now more than ever. So if you're an investor and you want to help bring community and value and inclusion to this often marginalized renter while simultaneously creating efficiency in a clearly inefficient market that's gonna benefit everyone, especially you, we need to speak. Email me. If you're a channel partner or a landlord and you wanna help create a connection and create advocacy with this demographic that's simultaneously going to drive your bottom line, email me, nathan@rente.ai. Take a picture here to connect with me on LinkedIn or text me. We are the rewards community for rent, automating payments, validating and credentialing tenants and transactions, and compensating the behavior that creates value for all. Thank you.
Hey, there we go. Ocean Demo Day 2020, almost in the books. You see, that portion is in the books, right? I'm so glad you got to hear those founders. I hope you enjoyed the presentations. And those guys all worked so hard on that. And it was so much fun to get to know them over the last 18 weeks. I wish you could have experienced what we did when we were in the office together, at least when we were allowed to be in the office for the first half of the program, and just to kind of learn about them, hear their personalities, and really see their passion for these businesses and the ideas that they're bringing to bear in the world. So now I'm glad you got to hear a little bit of that, but I want you to be able to dig in and get to know these people a little more. And it's for that reason that we created this unique kind of second hour experience. It's really gonna be about 40 minutes, and it's kind of a live Q&A, after party, interactive hour, if you will. So here's what I would encourage you to do. I want you to participate in that, first of all. Think of this as maybe your happy hour. Maybe grab something to drink, grab something to keep fresh, right? We're gonna end this broadcast in just a minute when I'm done talking, and then we're gonna take a 90-second break. and we're gonna start a new broadcast. It'll actually be a different link. That's important. I wanna make sure you don't miss that. We're not gonna be right here where you're watching right now. It's super easy though. If you're registered for Demo Day, we emailed you the link to this 7 days ago. We also emailed it to you about 30 minutes ago. So it's in your inbox. It's probably at the top right now. You have a link to this next experience. Close this one out, jump on that one. We'll be there shortly. And here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna be on there with Randy and all the founders. We're gonna kind of chat for a second, see how they felt about their pitches, see how they're doing kind of right now. And then we're gonna bring on some experts. We have this amazing panel of people who are watching Demo Day with you right now. They just watched the pitches and they're ready to kind of dive in and ask some follow-up questions. These are people that are kind of in the investment world. They are entrepreneurial veterans. They know what it takes to build a business that gets funding and is sustainable. They're gonna ask some questions. They're gonna poke into the business model a little bit. This is a really cool experience. If you're an investor, you're gonna wanna watch this. If you're a supportive community member, if you're an aspiring entrepreneur, this is a great way to see how some great minds are thinking about the pitches they just heard. This is who we've got with us. We have Victor Gutwein. He's the founder and the managing partner at M25. We have Amy Minnick, who's the Chief Impact Officer and the General Counsel of the Impact Foundation. She's tuning in from Kansas City. And we have Tim Holcomb, who we talked about earlier today. Tim's the director of the John Altman Institute for Entrepreneurship at Miami University. And these guys are all great friends and partners of the work we do here at Ocean. And they believe in those founders, and they're gonna help you understand a little bit more about the businesses they're introducing into the world. I can't thank you enough for taking time to be a part of this program. I thank you so much for your support of Ocean, for these founders, and everything that we're doing in the world. I know this is a hard time for so many. I don't know where you're at in your life. I don't know what you're experiencing, but I hope that what you've just seen and what you're about to see offers you a break and offers you a moment of hope and some time to kind of reflect and celebrate some good things that are happening in the world. Thanks for being a part of Demo Day 2020.